Welcome to our flipped classroom, where math knowledge makes things easier. Today we'll be learning operation properties. There are 5 videos in this series. This is the 4th of the 5 videos. So after watching this video, you should have completed 4/5 of the videos in the series, hence our fraction 4/5. We'll be focused on the National Common Core Curriculum Content Standards regarding number systems, specifically the 7th grade standards 7NS-A1D, in which we'll apply the properties of operations as strategies to add and subtract rational numbers, and 7NS-A2C, in which we'll apply properties of operations as strategies to multiply and divide rational numbers. Our first video involved the commutative property. Our second operation property involved the associative property. Our third video involved the distributive property. Today's video is the identity property. The identity property teaches that you can either add 0 to any number or multiply any number by 1, and the number will stay the same. Let's look at the identity property of addition. Again, if you add nothing to a number, the number is going to stay the same. It'll retain or keep its identity. N plus 0 is still going to be n. You didn't add anything to n. If we add 0 to the number 5, we're left with 5. It's only 5. We added nothing to 5. Does it work with negative numbers? Sure. If you have -5 and you don't add anything, you're adding a 0. -5 plus 0 is still -5. That -5 keeps its identity. Do these operation properties work with all rational numbers? Yes, they do. Even fractions and decimals. If you have a half and you add 0, you're adding nothing. A half plus 0 is still a half. What about the identity property of multiplication? Well, the identity property of multiplication says that if you multiply any number by 1, the number stays the same. How many times do we have n? 1 time? Then the product is n. It retains or it keeps its value. If you have 5 1 time, 5 times 1, 5 times 1 will be 5. How many 5s? 1 5. You have 5 1 time, it's just 5. Negative numbers work the same way. Any negative number multiplied by 1 will be that original negative number. Remember, a negative times a positive will still be a negative. Multiplied by a positive 1, that negative number will stay the same. Does this work with all rational numbers? Yes, like I said, just like all of the operation properties. These operation properties work with all rational numbers. So a half times 1 will still be a half. We have a half 1 time. That's a half. So again, the identity property of addition and the identity property of multiplication say that if you're going to use that identity property, in addition you're adding 0, or in multiplication you're multiplying by 1, the number you're dealing with will keep its identity. It will remain the same.